Well, ladies and gentlemen, today is Thursday, January the 18th. In regards to this Jersey calf that's been down now a few days, living in the house here with me because it's minus 14 out yet. Well, right here you see there's $100 worth of stuff. This here is, I buy it by the case, and it's electrolytes for scours and calves. I buy a case of 24. They come in a pouch like this. You mix 2 liters to one of these pouches. And the really bad scours like he has, you do it 3 times a day. Okay, and I had to go get some more penicillin. And they threw in the syringes and the needles for free. There's my bill, I'll show you that in a second. They threw in all the syringes and the penicillin here. It's 1 dose a day. And just read the package based on the weight of your animal, and treat under the skin with a needle. Don't put it into the muscle. Where's the directions on this one? Cattle and sheep, treated animals must not be slaughtered for use in food for at least 10 days once used, or with milk. Or being milked for consumption. Doses and administration. It says given by deep intramuscular injection only. But I don't like to do it that way because if the animal is allergic to anything, they will outright die on you. So I like to give it just under the skin, and it's no problem at all. So it says here, cows 400 kgs, 28 milliliters. Pigs 50 kgs, 2.5 millimeters. And sheep 50 kgs, 3.5 milliliters. Horses 500 kgs, 35 milliliters. So he's got to calculate out to his weight. This calf is about 200 pounds, so he's got to calculate that out, and I'll inject that. But anyway, and oh look, they still got my ex-wife's name on there still. Huh, interesting. So 224, the 2 items. Dr. Dan, that's at the Slate River Veterinary. See that penicillin was only $14.95, but the electrolytes for the whole case was $72.24, and the taxes came out to $98.52. Okay, we'll be right back when we treat this Mr. Calf here. Yeah, so he's sucking back the 2 liters of water. I just mixed it in his rain dish here so that he gets some medicated calf starter at the same time, and the medication out of the calf starter. And he's sucking that back, but he won't drink unless my fingers are in his lips. And but he's sucking it back as long as my fingers in his lips. And like I say, he was drinking and eating all on his own before he got sick here. And he's just sucking it back here. And I calculated out that 400 kgs works out to about a 886 pound, I think it was 886 pound cow at that 400 kgs. So with his weight, it's about 7 milliliters at 200 pounds. but I'm going to give him 8 milliliters for his dose here, just to give him a little extra once he's done drinking up the milk here. Like I say, I just mix the warm water in with the medicated calf starter, so that he eats some of the grain as well, because he hasn't been eating the medicated calf starter, and this way he gets some of the medication as well out of the calf starter, and he gets some of the nutrients out of the calf starter. And that's electrolytes mixed in there. Sometimes you have to just hand feed them almost like this when they're sick. You know, I see so many YouTube videos with people, homesteaders here with calves and stuff, and they get czars and basically they get diarrhea. That's what that is. And they're giving this stuff out of a squeeze tube. And that stuff they give, that's the kind of stuff that you give you know, goats maybe and stuff like that. But you know, for calves you have to give them this 1 pouch 3 times a day when they got it really bad, twice a day if it's just, you know, somewhat loose and runny. But when it's like water coming out like he has, it's 3 times a day. And you got to keep them well hydrated, and you can't beat that calf light 2 electrolytes. It's a bit costly, but keep it on hand. Like I say, I keep the case on hand all the time. And I mix it with some of this medicated calf starter so that he gets some nutrients out of that, because he's, like I say, he's not eating on his own, but there's some good flavor to that electrolytes too. So, and I'll mix it also with milk replacer too, and get him drinking a little bit of milk and in mixing with the feed, and then he gets a little bit of the medication out of the medicated calf starter and some of the feed. But just to give him some feed, they won't touch it. They'll just give up. It's like they give up almost on life altogether when they get sick. And they'll just die if you don't look after them and keep them warm. And that's why he's in the house here with me. You know, I could put the heat on, the propane heat on in the other little barn down there and keep him warm down there. But with my back, that's a lot of hiking back and forth all the time. And being so cold outside, we have to get bundled up and go out there and tend to him. This way here is easy to take care right here. Yeah, he makes a bit of a mess on the floor, but I put a pan under his ass end there, and I catch the messy stuff and just mop up the liquid stuff. No big deal. There's nobody here but me and my black lab M anyway, so anyway, I'll be back when give the injection here. I have the syringe loaded already, and push the air out of the syringe. So I'll be back later. Thank you. Okay, so I've drawn the needle full here, up to 8 cc, or 8 milliliters. And you can see the few air bubbles in there. But when you're going under the skin, it's not too critical about the air bubbles, but I usually like to take them out anyway. I just push it up until it, whoop, until we get the air out of it. And like I was saying, I don't like, the direction says intramuscular, but I've had cases where the calf is allergic to penicillin or any other drug you give it. So what I like to do is just give it under the skin right here in the neck. You just feel for the skin and just go right under the skin like that. and stick it in, and it's just under the skin. Oops, I went too far. It's coming out. I went too far down the other side. Oops. Okay, that didn't work. So we'll just go. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! I made a bit of a mess because I poked out through the skin on the other side. I went too shallow with the needle. So he only got 7 cc's or 7 milliliters instead of 8 like I wanted to, but that's okay. So that's how it's done. Till tomorrow, and we'll give him another shot and see how he does. But he ate quite a bit of feed there, but he hasn't eaten. He's been giving him hay there, but he's been nibbling a little bit at it, but not much. So anyway, you know, again, the link's below in the description if you'd like to donate to help raise these animals to feed families in need in the shelters. Be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much and have a great day. One more thing I want to just add here. One thing with penicillin is store it in the refrigerator. Don't allow it to freeze. It's got to be kept chilled. So when you're done giving the injection, put the syringe, needle, everything back in its container, and the penicillin bottle all in the fridge. And you can just reuse the syringe over and over till the needle's dull. And even when the needle gets dull, you can still use the syringe. But keep it refrigerated because it will spoil. And keep an eye on the expiry date on the bottle. Okay, thank you.